Welcome to Simon's Smoke Shack. Today we've got a killer KFC recipe, the only one you're ever going to need. So what we've got here is 1/4 cup of ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic granules, 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric, 1 tablespoon of sage, 1 teaspoon of mild curry powder, 1 teaspoon of onion granules, 1 teaspoon of mustard powder, half a teaspoon of ground cloves, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose seasoning. You can get this from most sort of Asian supermarkets. 1/4 cup of MSG, 6 chicken oxo cubes crumbled, 2 tablespoons of sweet paprika, half a cup of table salt. I'm going to pop all those ingredients now into a mixing bowl or a jug, doesn't really matter, whatever you've got, it will take them all. Like that, give them a good mix around so it's all combined well. And that is your concentrated KFC mix. So we transferred that from the bowl to an airtight container. That should keep for about 12 months in a kitchen drawer or something. What we're going to do is make up the mix now. So this is what you need to make up every time you want to do KFC. So we're going to add 1.5 cups of plain flour into a bowl. There's just plain flour. That's 1.5 cups. Now to that we're going to add 1/4 cup of the mix and give that a little stirring. Doesn't sound a lot, but trust me, this is a concentrated mix and that's going to taste good. Obviously you can adjust it once you've tried it a few times. You can adjust it to your own taste, but that's a good place to start at, and that's certainly what I do mine at. So we're going to use some nice fresh oyster cut legs today. That's got the thigh pieces in them as well. One thing to remember with this, leave the skin on. If you take it off, it's not going to taste very good. You want the skin on for this meal. That's some cut up. This version today we're going to marinate into a vacuum canister with some buttermilk and a little amount of the small concentrate we've just made up, the KFC mix. So we'll do that in a second. So we're going to pop those into a vacuum canister now. If you haven't got a vacuum machine or a canister, just put them into a container and leave them in the fridge overnight. If you are using one of these type of canisters, then 30 minutes, 40 minutes, that's the equivalent to leaving it overnight, and that's all you need, and then you're ready to cook. So we're going to pop in 300 ml of buttermilk into that. Then we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of our concentrated mix. Don't put any more, you won't need it. Sprinkle that in. Give it a good mix around. Make sure it's all got a nice coating. You're not looking to get too much flavour in it at this stage, just a little bit of background flavour. It's all going to be done from the final coat. That's it, looking good. Pop that in the fridge for 45 minutes. Once it's been under vacuum, you're good to go. So it's been 45 minutes in the vacuum marinator now. A lot of the buttermilk has been absorbed into the chicken, so that, along with the flavour too. We've got an egg here, just going to lightly whisk it. And add that into the chicken mix. Give that a little squidge around to incorporate it. Just a little security, there's a bit of adhesive in there for the coating. It's not always necessary, but nice to be on the safe side. Right, that's all nicely coated now. Right, pop these bits of chicken into your mix. Give them a good mix around, make sure it's well coated. Rub it in a little bit. So it's all done. Put it on your board. I'm going to leave that for 15 minutes You want it to set. So you're going to do the same with all the chicken. Get a good coating on there. Give it a little shake on the board. Leave it 15 minutes to set. So that's the 6 pieces of chicken coated. They're going to sit there now for 15 minutes, and just going to start up some sort of barbecue to give them a cook on. These are massive bits of chicken, by the way, probably 3 times the size of a normal supermarket chicken. Great produce and well worth buying. Time to fire up the barbecue and get this chicken cooking. Turn the chicken over and sprayed this side now with some cooking oil, and we're going to let those go until they hit about 80-85. Might flip them over once more, see how it goes. (82.8 degrees centigrade), nice and juicy still. Juice is oozing out of those, so I'd say they're done. Time to tuck in. I'll say that's some juicy chicken just about to go down.